next part of Manifest Destiny we're going to look at is the gold rush of 1849. And this gold rush actually starts in 1848. There's a man named John Sutter who lived in Sacramento, California, and he was building a mill. We've talked about mills. There was a little stream there, and so he was going to build a water wheel there. And while they were building it, something was found in the water, a little piece of gold, very tiny piece of gold. But people from that time knew that if you found one little piece of gold, I mean, there are lots of other pieces of gold somewhere. So this just led a huge rush into the region. So in 1849 is when this flood of people came in. And these people who came in were called 49ers because they came in 1849. And if you look at the San Francisco's football team, the 49ers, there's a reason they have gold helmets, and they're named the 49ers, named after this. So John Sutter knocked off this whole thing. It's not like he was one of the ones that became super rich of it, but he was the first one to set it off. So we're going to have a few groups of people that come over to make money in gold in the 1840s. One group is going to be, you have a lot of Americans coming over from the United States, the East Coast, across. You're also going to have some people coming up from Texas to make money. And we're also going to have a lot of people from China coming over. Yes, China. They're going to come across the Pacific Ocean and they're going to try to make their money in gold. And so we have this really diverse area. And if you go to San Francisco today, it's still pretty diverse, and that's part of the reason why. Now, these people coming over to mine have a name. They're called prospectors. And they're having prospects that they're going to find gold. They're having high hopes they're going to find it. And these prospectors build up towns fast. As soon as gold was discovered in an area, boom, a town just existed. Did I say boom? These were called boom towns because they just kind of blew up, just immediately built up. And when you think of an old Western movie and you think of that town where all the buildings are connected to each other and two lines on the side of the road, and that's the town, those are boom towns. The problem is a lot of these prospectors didn't find a whole lot. They're gambling. It's kind of like they were playing the lottery, just hoping they'd strike it rich. And once the gold was found in an area, the boomtown came, and when they didn't find any more gold, everyone left. And that's where we get ghost towns from. That's just what used to be a boomtown, and everybody just moves out immediately. And then you just have this empty town just sitting in the middle of nowhere. Kind of strange. One of the problems out west is we don't have many sheriffs out there. Not much of a police force to make sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to do. And when we're talking about gold and land that no one really owns, we have a lot of problems with people arguing about whose land is whose gold is whose, and all these types of things. And so what do you do when there's no military? There's no police force to take care of disputes. Well, you have people like Spider-Man. I'm sorry? Yeah, we have people, they're called Vigilantes. That's what Spider-Man is. That's what Batman is. That's what Iron Man is. They're all vigilantes. And they're local, self-appointed police officers. And they say, my job is to take care of the law because no one else is doing it. And so that's what they do, is they go around and they have something, one of the things is called a grand necktie party. And you do not want to be invited to a necktie party. That's a party where they hang you by your neck, and that rope is your necktie. And so there's some cool wanted posters, which will name off a lot of these people like Billy the Kid and other people you might have heard of. And they'll say, you're invited to a grand necktie party at this time, and you don't want to go. And most of these prospectors weren't making much money. Like I said, it's kind of a lottery. You hope you find gold. If not, you're out of luck, though. So was no one making any money out there? Well, there were some people making a lot of money. And these were merchants. They were the ones selling supplies. There weren't many supplies around, so if you needed them and someone has them, you're going to pay whatever you need to get them. I mean, if you're a gold miner and you don't have a pickaxe, and there's one guy selling pickaxes, and he has them like 10 times as much as it costs out east, are you going to go back east to get a pickaxe? No. You're going to pay whatever they charge. And there are many successful merchants out west. And one in particular that you might want to know is Levi Strauss. And you've heard of Levi Strauss because most of you are probably wearing blue jeans right now. This is the man who invented blue jeans. That's where Levi's come from. And the reason he invented blue jeans was for the miners out west. When you're panning, you're sitting next to a stream most of the day. Your pants are getting ripped up from the stone that you're sitting on, the rocks by the bank, and you need stronger pants. So what Levi did was he took tent material, which is this thicker, more durable material, and started making clothes out of them. And it was perfect for mining. So that's where blue jeans come from. In the mid-1850s, these prospectors are pretty much going to be done. There'll still be some hoping to find gold, but it's hard to find now. If there's any gold, it's pretty deep down. So we're going to have some companies that'll come out west, and they're going to be the ones that are finding gold from now on. And they're going to be using something called hydraulic mining, where you basically take these big hoses and you just spray down mountains, and it causes all the rock to kind of break apart and go down, and then it's easier to try to look through it and find gold. So panning is out, hydraulic mining is in. These hydraulic miners are going to find more than just gold in these mountains. They're going to find things such as silver, copper, and iron ore. And they're going to make the United States a lot of money. They're going to help our economy big time in the future.